What's up, guys? This is Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 guns that completely exceeded my expectation.
First impressions are not always correct, as it turns out.
These are 5 guns that I didn't think were going to be much, that actually were pretty good. Now, there'll be a few different guns from a few different categories in case you're looking for a pistol, maybe a rifle, or a PCC. There'll be something for everybody. Before we get into the video, I do want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you guys we have guns, ammo, and cool shit on the channel, and we really appreciate you. And if you want to help out the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just go down to the link in the description below. Also on that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. Those kids could really use your help, so please go down there and donate to those kids. Now, this is one of my favorite lists to do simply because I do enjoy a good surprise, and oftentimes we try to get either budget-oriented firearms on here or very unique firearms on here that use a different operating system, for example, and I'm always prepared for a shit show. It is always nice when it turns out better than I expected.
This is not a good thing to do unless you're dumb. There we go.
In which case, these 5 guns absolutely did. So with that being said, let's get right into it with number 5. And we're going to be talking about the Ruger RXM. Now, the Ruger RXM is a Glock Gen 3 clone. So I didn't think much of it, to be honest with you, because there's, I don't know, a million of them now that the patent expired, and there's 50 of them behind every door you turn when you go into a gun store. So the Ruger RXM, even though it was partnered with Magpul, didn't make much of a splash in my mind. I got hundreds of messages to review it, and I'm here for you guys after all, so that's exactly what we did.
All right, so now we stuck this bad boy in some mud with a little bit of a reliability test. Okay. It's a good shooting gun.
As it turns out, not only does it have a very comfortable grip, a better trigger than your average Glock, not only accurate and reliable, but it comes with a lot of features that I think exceed the actual Glock itself and are sort of what Glock should have been making the last few years. One of the reasons why these Glock clones keep getting better and better is because the standard Glock was once the greatest pistol in the world, has been stagnant now for pretty much 2 decades. The Ruger RXM not only gives you a better trigger, better ergonomics, better sights out of the factory with a better grip angle, but it also provides you a fire control unit very similar to the SIG 320 or the Beretta APX. And on top of that, they actually have grip modules available because they did pair with Magpul. So if you want to buy the 4-inch 15-round gun, you can do that, and then you can pair it with a 17-round grip or a subcompact grip, which we plan on showing off here in the future. Very cool gun with a lot of cool features that comes in with a cost that's almost half of the actual Glock itself, while still being optics ready and still having all the capabilities and taking the same magazines as the Glock. Now, I wasn't very excited about this when we got it, but the more I shot it, the more I liked it, and the more features I saw on it, the more impressed I've been, so easy choice for this list. Number 4, we have the Nemo Arms Mongoose. Talk about a gun that I had very low expectations for. A relatively expensive pistol caliber carbine with an action that I've never used before. 5-inch barrel, looked very similar to guns like the Agastan Arms MDP-9, which I initially was excited about, but then wasn't after I shot it. So I was thinking this was going to be another bougie gun that just wasn't going to be worth the effort. However, once I started shooting it, I realized that it had the same recoil impulse or even lower than an MP5.
That's a really good recoil impulse. That feels really good.
It only weighs 3.5 pounds out of the box, which is super, super lightweight, and it takes the always awesome Scorpion magazines. It's shot very accurate, it's shot very reliable, and it had a very low recoil impulse with a very quick trigger. The billet receiver looks great, and it comes with tons of features out of the box that I was pretty excited about, including an optics mount, a pretty decent grip, and a brace right out of the factory, which is always nice these days. Still an expensive gun, but it was one of the better PCCs I've ever shot, which I didn't expect from a company like Nemo, who I've honestly never owned another gun from, and the only gun I've ever seen that they made was the Nemo Arms 300 Win Mag AR, which I was kind of chalked up to fun, but not really useful. If you're looking for a very lightweight, very low recoil PCC, man, the Mongoose is something to look at. It is pretty expensive though, at around $2,700, making it not for everybody, but for the guy who wants the best gun in the bag, might be an option for you. In at number 3, we have the Smith & Wesson FPC, the folding carbine. The thing that when I saw it, I was like, what the f is this? I literally looked at it and I was like, did Smith & Wesson make a Kel-Tec? Sort of like everybody says before they actually shoot it. But what they did do is take Kel-Tec's Pretty good design, executed extremely poorly, and put a Smith & Wesson twist on it. It actually works, I mean. The FPC in 9mm was extremely fun. It was so much fun, in fact, that we actually did a 2,000 round review and a torture test of it.
You're all up in the trigger group. Great. And that's it. That's kind of what I figured. The nice thing about your FPC is that unlike most guns, you can just open the up and clean the chamber out. Never even considered that.
Winner, winner.
Yeah, that's no shit. It's like the world's easiest takedown. No, that did not lock. There we go. Kind of a losing effort at this point, yep. Oh, lock there. Hey!
What a phenomenal gun. A 16-inch 9mm folding carbine that folds sideways instead of up and down, I guess, instead of vertical like the Kel-Tec Sub 2K. It also doesn't feel like a garbage rod like the Sub 2K, although it doesn't look the prettiest either, I will say. When I saw it in the box, I was like, ooh, that looks kind of cheap. And in all fairness, it is kind of cheap. It's extremely affordable, between $500 and $700. But the other thing it is reliable, which I do appreciate. I wanted to see if I could break the damn thing, and as it turns out, I could actually bust it open, but when you lock it back up, it shoots again. So I couldn't break it, sadly. It comes with a, I think, 13-inch M-LOK rail that is polymer. It has a pretty decent stock to it that you can actually fit 2 spare magazines in, which is pretty cool. It has an interesting buffer tube mounted charging handle that you kind of have to get used to. It has an M&P grip with M&P magazines, which I have an absolute shitload of, so I was pretty happy with that. The gun was very smooth shooting, and it was extremely quick to get into action. One of the things about the folding guns that I find interesting is that if you're going to use that in a serious situation, you're probably going to have that bag on you, and you're probably going to have to get that gun out extremely quickly. Whereas most of the guns, you just literally cannot do that. Whereas the Smith & Wesson FPC, you can flick that thing out in one motion, load that racket, and you're ready to go. .42. .315. $294. Son of a pretty awesome gun for the $500 to $700 price point, but the even cooler part is, a secret for you guys, I have the 10mm version and I plan on shooting it pretty soon, so expect to see that. In at number 2, we have the Palmetto State Armory Saber 12.5. I remember watching an in-range video way back in the day where they were talking about 308 rifles with short barrels just being basically 7.62 by 39, and honestly, I've kind of had that opinion myself till I got into one.
Handle's really nice for a 308, I gotta admit. Pretty lightweight for an AR-10, and the fact that it's not so muzzle heavy with the suppressor is a big plus.
You are limiting your velocity a good bit from the average 16 or 18 down to 12.5, but what you get is a whole shitload of fun, especially if you plan on suppressing it. Because honestly, if you take an 18-inch AR-10, you put a suppressor on, it's a big heavy bitch to shoot from the shoulder. Whereas if you take a 12.5, it's a lot of fun. On top of that, the PSA is a very affordable gun, but it comes with a good set of features out of the box, really good controls, a cool color, and actually good accuracy, reliability, and speed, or at least the one I had did.
Hit!
That's a 100.
You're getting all of them.
That's 2.
Nice job, baby.
Nice job, PSA.
Hit! 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 I did not hear that one. Hit!
That's because I missed one.
I
can miss too.
That is
0 degrees, and that's 400 yards with a 12.5 308.
We have about 300 rounds through mine, and it runs great. We shot it out to 400 yards, we shot it fast up close, and we ran it suppressed the entire time with absolutely no issues, with very affordable ammo, I might add. Overall, I would have to say at this point right now, for the 0 to 400 yard range, I would definitely recommend that gun. If you're looking for a DMR though, a 12.5 308 is probably not for you.
What does DMR mean?
It means designated marksman rifle. It's a intermediate gun between AR-15 and then, like, let's say your average sniper rifle, like a 308 bolt gun.
Yeah.
Sniper rifle and DMR are interchangeable words people use, but really what it is just a job requirement. Like, people will look at a rifle and they say, that's a DMR, that's a sniper rifle, but it's a sniper rifle if a sniper uses it, and it's a DMR if a designated marksman uses it. It's kind of what it is.
Oh.
And the number one is a clear number one for me, and that's going to be the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0.
There you go.
Got one.
Well,
Good
that
for a
was a
380.
short, fast
That's a
burst
lot of fun. I would not feel unarmed with this.
No.
I mean, I would say almost double the capacity of a standard 380, half the weight of a lot of them. I mean, it's very, very light, and it certainly doesn't shoot like a Kel-Tec, which I appreciate.
I not only did not carry the original Bodyguard, I never even purchased one because it looked stupid. It looked really stupid. It was small, I heard it was unreliable, and it just looked like something you would get in a Cracker Jack box, and I was not interested. Enter the Bodyguard 2.0, where they completely redesigned the gun and made the best 380 of all time. No joke, no doubt, the best 380 of all time. If you think it's the Walther PPK, you're wrong. If you think it's the Glock 42, you're wrong. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 has a 3-inch barrel, has HD sights to it, great slide serrations, comes with a phenomenal grip, and a 10-round magazine. It also has the best trigger of any 380 I've ever tried, and it actually feels like you're shooting a real gun. When you shoot the 380, you're not trying to kind of make it work. It actually goes where you want it to go because it has a real trigger, real sights, and a grip big enough for me to get my big dumb hands on. On top of that, it happens to be unbelievably reliable, which traditionally 380s are not. I actually carry mine on a fairly regular basis right now. I'm switching back between the Shield and the Bodyguard 2.0 because the Shield is a little bit heavy for me to run with, and when I'm going to work out or I'm going to the gym or something, it actually is really nice to just tow that Bodyguard and know that I'm still well armed. It's just lighter. The whole gun itself weighs around 12 ounces and packs 10-round capacity, and reloads are pretty quick. Now, it's not the greatest gun in the world. I'm not saying it's going to replace your AR-15 for home defense, but as far as pocket guns go, it's the best that's ever been made. Now, what guns exceeded your expectations? I'd love to hear it because I'm always looking for new guns that I don't know yet. So make sure to leave your list in the comment section, and I'm going to peruse through them and see if there's any I haven't tried yet, and maybe you'll see it on the channel. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later. As it turns out, not only does it have a very comfortable grip, a better trigger than your average Glock, it's very reliable and accurate as well. It also is a great shooting pistol. My wife is ADHDing on some butterflies right now. Ooh, I got a tick on my head. Or I got some bug on my head. Oh, one of those little black pissy bugs. Gee, they piss on you.
In April?
What?
In April?
I don't know.
Already?
Must be. Fucking south. It's southern Iowa. But, as south as I get.